And in our final Example6Mul.c, we are going to pick up our final assembly instruction. So in this code, we've got A2L again being used to pull in a signed 128-bit value, but of course A2L is only going to have a 32-bit value, which will subsequently be sign extended up to 128. And then we have A2L being used to pull in a second value, but that value is being assigned to a B64, which is an unsigned long. Then B64 times the 128 and 128 times itself. So here's our assembly. New assembly instruction, MulHSU. So MulHSU is the multiply, keep the high xlang, and it is signed times unsigned for that upper bits. So treat the RS1 like it is signed, treat the RS2 like it is unsigned, multiply them together, and keep only the high xlang bits. So that's again what that says. And MulHSU is meant to be used when RS1 is signed and RS2 is unsigned, unlike the other ones we've seen thus far. MulH, everything is implicitly signed. MulHU, unsigned times unsigned. And here MulHSU is the signed times unsigned. And of course, you don't need a MulUS because the compiler can just flip around the arguments if it needs to put the signed on the appropriate side. So now a little more creative example than I used previously. Let's assume that we have T0 in a MulHSU of -2. So we said the first argument, RS1, is supposed to be treated as signed. So that will not be the big positive value. That will be the -2. We're going to multiply that by hex 20, which is decimal 32. And for that, the upper bits will all be all Fs, or all binary ones. And then the lower bits will be calculated by a normal mul, and we've got -2 times 32, and that should be -64, or hexadecimal Fs C0, so negative hex 40. So upper bits are all Fs because the overall 128-bit value should be -64, and that should just be 0, C, and all Fs all the way up to 128 bits. Okay, well, let's go collect that star and get the last assembly instruction. Once again, there's a few multiplies used in this, so I recommend you put comments on every single line of the code so that you are super sure what exactly is going on with the code.